2025 training camp continues. Jaguars.com covers JP Shadrick with Coach Jon Gruden. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's great being here. Thanks for having me.
Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine that being a career path at some point for you?
Not
You've
really.
done a lot of things in your career.
Well, I did some media with broadcasting for a while, but it's a great opportunity. There's a lot of young creative people. Dave Portnoy has a very creative mind, and he's hired an arsenal of really talented people, but you can't take the game away from me. I still love this time of year. Is my favorite time of year. So cool to be back.
Back on a practice field today, watching the Jaguars get after it. What's your first impressions of Jaguar football 2025?
Well, obviously a lot has changed. I see Tony Baselli out there. The leadership is different. The GM, the presence of those guys, I think is different. And Liam Cohen, having seen what he did in Tampa from an offensive standpoint, it's exciting. They got to get the quarterback playing good here. He's a talented kid, but it's got to transfer every single week. But I do like the firepower that I see out there. Thomas, getting the kid out of Colorado, the Heisman Trophy winner. He's a difference maker. But it's going to be a process. I think they just got to keep laying bricks, build that foundation just like Tom Coughlin did, and it'll happen again.
Trevor Lawrence, year 5. You just mentioned it. How do you push a quarterback over that edge to really step up to be great? Even it's his third offense in the NFL, Coach.
Well, I know how I did it. That's probably why I'm not doing it anymore. I would be very hard on a quarterback. We don't win unless the quarterback plays at a very high level. I don't care who you're talking about. We won a Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. He led the NFC in passing efficiency, and he was stellar down the stretch. The kid has to play better. I'm sure he has immersed himself in the system, but he's got to bring it out of his teammates. He's got to play outside of himself. He's got to get the line to block better for him. He's got to get everybody to do the details better. I think he's got to be like Tom Brady was, Drew Brees was. You got to be the first guy in, the last guy to go, challenge people to the point where it's uncomfortable, and put pressure on yourself, but at the same time, you got to make plays. And that's, I think, why he was a number 1 overall pick.
Coach Jon Gruden with us. Final few minutes with you here. Travis Hunter, what he's trying to do in many ways in the modern era is unprecedented in the NFL. We're talking about the 1950s and 60s that somebody has started on a regular basis on offense and defense. It's happened a few times since then. Deion's done it. But what about Travis Hunter's ability so far in training camp to play on both sides? Does that translate moving ahead? And I mean, how comfortable would you be as a coach allowing somebody to do that?
Well, we had Charles Woodson, Heisman Trophy winner, 4th overall pick. He did the same thing at Michigan, not to the extent that Hunter did, but he was a bigger man. I worry about it personally. I think it's really hard to be great at anything. Now, he might be a good defensive back, he might be a good receiver, but I think if he focuses on one of the two, I think he could be great. And that's what I would probably concentrate on, but I'm not in charge here. I just think it's a hard process to do, let alone in Jacksonville where it's really hot and you got to play 17 regular season games. So it'll be a challenge, and it's going to be one that me and all my friends, including you, are going to keep an eye on.
Liam Cohen, your neighbor down in Tampa. But what are some challenges for a first-year, first-time head coach? What did you wish that you knew when you were rolling into Oakland the first time?
Well, I'm going to Oakland. Al Davis, the owner, said, "Hey, put the punt protection up on the board. Let's talk about it." I said, "Punt protection? I was an offensive coordinator last year." There's a lot you don't know. And that doesn't mean you got to spend all your time studying every individual aspect of the organization. I just hope he stays in his wheelhouse. Get Lawrence to play good. Get this offense to play at a high level. Challenge your defense every day, and that'll make your defense better. And then try to pick up the slack in the offseason. But I think the big thing is keep laying bricks. Lay your practice foundation, raise the standards, and be yourself and have some fun.
What's the rest of camp look like for you, Coach?
Man, I just got to the University of Georgia the other day to see the Bulldogs. Wow. I went to the Detroit Lions. I've seen the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go see the Buccaneers scrimmage, the Titans. I'm losing my voice because some of these guys let me coach a little bit. But I'm getting ready for this season, and I hope one day to get another chance to coach. So I'm still preparing myself to do that. But I'm a big fan of Tom Coughlin. I love Tony Baselli, and Mark Brunell's one of my favorite guys, so I go way back with this team. And I I really want to see them do well this year. I'm pulling for them.
Coach Gruden, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, brother.